Hey everybody, Dustin DePirac here in the hallways of the Bryce Jordan Center, flying solo today at the old alma mater and whatnot. But big news: Indiana comes away, another win, first road victory since they were here in 2010, first Big Ten road victory since they were here in 2010. Escapes 88-82 in large part because of lots and lots and lots and lots of three-pointers. IU finished with 16 of them today. Jordan Holes goes off 7 for 9. That's one short of his career high. Matt Roth goes 5 for 6. Those guys get 28 and 22 points respectively, and that mostly was able to get them really hugely. They had twice as many three-pointers as they had two. 16 threes, 18 twos. That was it. I think shot a lot better average from the line, but managed to hold off a really scrappy Penn State team that just kind of refused to give up, despite the fact that they were down by 10, they were down by 11, and Indiana just kind of I don't say they let them get in it. I mean, they obviously committed some turnovers, but I mean, IU kept hitting shots. Penn State just kept going at him, kept driving at him, kept getting the basket. Tim Frazier gets 21 points. Jermaine Marshall goes off for 20. Both of those guys just kind of knifing in the lane. Wasn't Indiana's greatest defensive performance, and they had a real hard time getting the ball in the paint and keeping it there. They only scored, I think, 10 points in the paint compared to 36 for Penn State. But significant another game that they were able to, kind of hold off and not necessarily grind out. You don't call an 88-82 game a grind out victory, but one of the ones they were just able to hold on. They were up 10, again, up 11 in the first half, up 10 with 3 minutes to go in the second half, and Penn State made a big run. Obviously, there were some critical turnovers that put Indiana in position to really have to defend, to really have to hold it off. I mean, Jordy Holes made a less than brilliant decision. I think with about 25 seconds left, he picked up his dribble like 30 feet from the basket and had to just pass it into traffic and gave it up. But still managed to get over some of those things. Big free throws at the end. Jordy Holes and Matt Roth, I think, hit about 10 in the last minute and a half combined between the two of them to get this one. Crean said just repeatedly that this Penn State team is, first off, that this is a big win for them, despite the fact that everybody might look at it a little bit differently. Penn State obviously lost a lot of guys from last year, including Taylor Battle and Coach Ed DeChellis, for that matter. They're playing with kind of a skeleton crew a little bit, and have already lost to Lafayette this year, lost to Duquesne, lost to some other teams. Obviously doesn't seem to be one of the most talented teams in this league, but obviously it was a team that just doesn't go away. They're coming off a big win over Purdue on Thursday night, and Crean said, I don't think that's a fluke. I think these guys are playing really hard. He says Tim Frazier's become a really complete player. Someone's really kind of taken the next step from being just a guy who just distributed the ball a lot last year to a guy that can score and is he called him one of the more undervalued players in the league. So it basically kind of repeatedly went back and saying, a lot of people might not look at this as a really, really big win, but for us it is. We expected these guys to come at us. We expected these guys to play hard. We expect these guys to be a lot better than a lot of other people did, and we're not that surprised that we were fighting down to the bitter end with this team. It does seem, it does seem to be a little bit more impressive win based on just how this group is playing. And Pat Chambers is a pretty fiery guy. I can tell, having covered this team in the past, as a Penn State grad, I can tell you he's a lot more fiery than anybody I remember seeing in Penn State, either at the Chellis or Jerry Dunn or any of those guys. Chambers has a lot more fire, and that's kind of, you saw a lot of that. A team that was really just was not giving up, and Indiana had to hold that off. Continue making free throws, continue just to try to do whatever they could, continue to hit big shots, and they did. Threes came from a lot of really, really good ball movement. I mean, they were able to get the ball in the paint and kick it out. I mean, I think you saw more of the inside-out game from Cody Zeller, that ability to kind of draw a double team and kick it out, just really kind of bring the zone down to them and then find guys in the wing. They were able to move the ball really well, get lots of wide open threes. Jordy Holes hit a couple in transition, but there was a few. Matt Roth just got lost in the corner with no one near him. Jordan Holes did the same thing. Christian Watford had a couple really open ones, and that was really kind of the theme for the night. Is just continuing to find the open man, get the ball in the paint, and get it out. Even if they weren't scoring there, even they weren't even taking shots there. I don't think Cody Zeller had a field goal attempt in the last 15 minutes or something like that, maybe at least 11. And he was obviously out with foul trouble, but they were able to just keep hitting shots and just keep getting going. Had to switch up a lot with the lineups tonight. Guys had foul trouble, stuff like that. I think Cody Zeller played 24 minutes with some foul trouble. Jordy Holes even had some foul trouble, but they, shuffled some guys in. Remy Abel had a good stretch. Obviously, Matt Roth had a good stretch. Derek Elston, missed some bad shots, but, was able to do a few things. But Will Sheehy almost was as close as he has come to playing. He warmed up, he dressed. But he was told, I guess shortly before the game, I guess decided not to go with him. Tom Crean said afterwards that he's getting a lot better. He's just not quite there yet. And he said it's closer to day, and I thought it was day the whole time, but, whenever, I guess he's actually closer to doing that. You're seeing, obviously, the difference continually, just how much of a difference he would make, and just how much they have to shuffle around when he's not there. And, they've obviously had to mix and match a lot, play guys like Abel, guys like Roth, guys like Daniel Moore, a lot more than maybe they would like, when you could easily just kind of put Sheehy in a position where, do what Victor Oladipo is doing and play both of those guys together so you can kind of switch on and get better defenders. And that's been something they've struggled with, but it looks like I'd be surprised if he was this close to playing today. I'd be surprised if he's not at least back for the Ohio State games next Sunday and obviously Northwestern or Minnesota on Thursday. It seems like those are two games he has a shot at playing in, maybe limited against Minnesota or something like that, and we don't really know. They don't really tell us specifically where the things are with the injury stand. Yeah, one way or the other, Indiana comes away with a road victory, first time in almost 2 years, just the second time in Tom Crean's tenure, and both of those have been in this building. But again, probably a bigger win than a lot of people realize, and keeps them going. Still, one loss, 15-1. Thanks, guys.